Today I want to show you what to do if your tomato seedlings look, honestly, not great grinning face with sweat. A bit weak, maybe stretched, maybe tired, but the variety is good, so you really don't want to throw them away. And here's the good news. Backhand index pointing right, you can still get an amazing harvest from them. Herb 1. Why seedlings look weak. This happens all the time. Tomato seedlings can become weak because of not enough light temperature fluctuations, growing too fast or too tall. But tomatoes have a superpower. Backhand index pointing right, they can grow roots along the entire stem. And that's exactly what we're going to use flex biceps. 2. Preparing the bed. I've already prepared a row for planting. Here's what I do. Make a shallow row water it really well droplet. Backhand index pointing right, this is very important. Always plant into moist soil, not dry soil. Sweat droplets 3. Making planting holes. Now I'm making holes for each plant. And again, backhand index pointing right, I water each hole before planting. This helps the roots settle faster and reduces stress after transplanting. Seedling 4. Preparing the seedlings. Before planting, I also water the pot with seedlings. Backhand index pointing right, this makes it easier to take them out without damaging the roots. Be gentle. Even weak plants can recover if the roots stay intact. Herb 5. Rooting hormone trick. Key step. Now this is the trick that makes a huge difference. Backhand index pointing down. I take each seedling and dip it into a diluted rooting solution like Cornavin. Backhand index pointing right, this helps stimulate root growth, reduce transplant shock, speed up plant recovery. If your seedlings are weak, this step is gold. Herb 6. Planting deeper, very important. Now, I plant each seedling into the hole. Backhand index pointing right, and here's the key. I plant them deeper than they were growing before. Sometimes even bury part of the stem. Why? Because backhand index pointing right, tomatoes will grow new roots from the buried stem. This creates a much stronger root system. Seedling 7. Covering and firming the soil. After placing the seedling, gently cover with soil, lightly press around it. Not too hard, just enough to remove air pockets. Droplet 8. Watering after planting. After planting, I water everything again. Backhand index pointing right. First watering should be generous to help the roots connect with the soil. Hourglass not done 9. How often to water? Now, let's talk about watering. This is super important. For low-growing, determinate tomatoes, backhand index pointing right first week. Water every 2 to 3 days depending on weather. Soil should stay slightly moist, not wet. Backhand index pointing right after they establish. Water 1 to 2 times per week but deeply. Exclamation mark important. Don't water a little every day, better to water deeply, but less often. This encourages deeper root growth. Sun 10. What happens next? After this method, plants recover quickly, roots grow, strong stems become thicker and growth speeds up. Even weak seedlings can turn into backhand index pointing right strong, productive tomato plants. Tomato 11. Final result. So don't rush to throw away weak seedlings. Sometimes they just need, and they will reward you with backhand index pointing right, a beautiful tomato harvest tomato.